So when you look at these by-elections going on in Kenya, so some of the ways that they can counteract some of what is going on is by ensuring they have volunteers outside those polling stations. It could be people who have voted also, voters. They can stay the whole day from morning to until the polling station is closed, from when it opens until it's closed. And their job is to count how many people go in to vote. So if it's 100 people who have gone in to vote, and you have the results being announced that 200 people voted, already right there, you know there's a problem because you only saw physically 100 people. So that is the job of volunteers and the job of the agents. So you don't need, a party agent. You can also have the volunteers who volunteer with the parties to do this work. So that's one thing you need to do. So, like over here in America, that's what they do. You have a lot of volunteers who are outside the polling stations to make sure they're counting and to see what's going on, counting the number of people who are going into the voting station. So that's one thing some these political parties need to do, and that's why Kenya needs all these political parties, because you need eyes everywhere. You need eyes everywhere in every single polling station in Kenya. Every single one of them. There are more than 2,000, I think. You need eyes there. And these people, their job is to count. They're going to be sitting there from morning to evening. They're going to be sitting, standing over there. They need to carry food. Their job is to count the number of people going into the polling station. So that's one way of Kulinda Kura. Okay, so when people talk about the issue of messing with the election, the votes, a lot of times they're not talking about people who physically showed up. There's the issue of the spoiled votes, um, because there's the issue of people who are not literate voting, but mostly they're talking about issues dealing with the logging in to the system to alter results, the conduct of the IEBC commissioners, the IEBC officials, because there's something called voter stuffing, where they put extra ballots in the boxes. For example, 100 people have voted, and then you have those IEBC officers putting an extra 100 ballots, which they have signed, they have ticked, they have checked themselves, and they stuff the ballot. So that's a different issue altogether. This has to do with the IABC officials and their code of conduct. But these political parties, there are very many of them. They need to get agents and people and volunteers to be at every polling